We have a lot to celebrate. We fought through the worst of COVID. The city, the people of this city did everything right. That's why we're closing in on 10 million vaccination doses, because people went and did it right. Because of our healthcare heroes, but because of the choices everyday New Yorkers. We've got to celebrate the distance we've covered. We've got to celebrate our recovery. We need to celebrate in the best way New York knows how, gathering together with the arts and culture of this city, which is like no other on earth. So, you already know there is an absolutely historic concert planned for Central Park next month. It's going to be one of the greatest concerts in the history of New York City. It's going to be iconic. It's going to be legendary. One amazing concert, you say. Well, that sounds like a lot, and that's wonderful. But no, it's New York City. We're not satisfied with one concert in one borough. Surely that is not enough. What we need is two major, three major, no, four, Rocky, five? Is it possible it could be five? 5 boroughs, 5 amazing concerts? Who would do such a thing? New York City would do such a thing. So, all in homecoming week, 5 iconic, extraordinary concerts, 1 in each borough. The summer of New York City is going to be truly extraordinary, unforgettable, unlike anything you've seen. I am issuing a FOMO alert. Unless you want to spend the rest of your life saying, oh my God, I missed it, you should get to New York City in the month of August, where amazing things will be happening during homecoming week. I've talked to people who missed Woodstock. My own oldest brother could have gone to Woodstock. He passed it up. He spent the rest of his life telling me, geez, I could have gone to Woodstock. Don't let that FOMO thing happen to you. This is going to be amazing. So, we have been working with amazing folks in the arts and culture world, folks who are legends, who believe in New York City, who want us to come back strong, who want to celebrate New Yorkers for all they've done. One of them is with us here. He was there from the beginning, present at the creation of hip-hop in the Bronx, of the beginning of something that swept the nation, swept the world. Hip-hop changed the culture and brought out amazing voices, amazing artists, and someone who was a part of it from the beginning and has built it and built it. He also is doing something beautiful for New York City and beautiful for the Bronx with the creation of the Universal Hip Hop Museum, which is going to take something uniquely New York City and celebrate it to the whole world. So my pleasure to introduce the president of the Universal Hip Hop Museum, Rocky Bucano.
Thank you, Mayor de Blasio. The Universal Hip Hop Museum is proud to partner with the City of New York to produce 4 free public homecoming concerts in celebration of the city's resiliency and unity. Almost 50 years ago next month, hip-hop was born on the streets and parks of the South Bronx. African-American and Latinx teenagers who were predominantly residents of New York City's housing projects created a distinctly new, innovative music art form and culture which is now known worldwide as hip-hop. A music genre that has proven that it has the power to bring communities together. During the mid-1970s, rap groups emerged and amplified their unique poetic skills to entertain their communities, while DJs like Kool Herc and Grandmaster Flash cut and looped breakbeats from rock, punk, disco, jazz, funk, and soul songs. This unique style of community engagement would soon become the heartbeat of New York City's 5 boroughs and eventually become today's pop music. My own career began as a teenage DJ when hip-hop was just getting started. I personally witnessed hip-hop's evolution as a record label owner, show producer, and talent agent. I spent many years working in the community as executive director of the legendary New York Gauchos basketball program in the Mott Haven section of the Bronx, helping New York City youth develop their basketball talents to earn high school and college athletic scholarships. I can tell you that this week-long celebration of music is going to be one of the most historic occasions in the city's history. We have some great shows planned for the residents of New York's outer boroughs, with great performance from all different genres, including hip-hop, Latin, freestyle, dance, R&B, techno, and funk. The carefully curated shows by the UHHM will be reminiscent of the days when the Bronx Park Jams brought people young and old together to have a good time in the spirit of peace, love, and unity. So let's tell you about the venues and the dates for these shows. The first show will be at Orchard Beach in the Bronx on Monday, August 16th. Then we'll be heading on Tuesday, August 17th, to the Richmond County Bank Park, home of the Staten Island Yankees. Our next stop will be the amazing waterfront at the Brooklyn Army Terminal on Thursday, August 19th. Then we'll be at the iconic Forest Hills Stadium in Forest Hills, Queens on Friday, August 20th, and then the grand finale that the mayor just spoke about with a huge concert produced by the legendary Clive Davis to end up a week-long celebration for Homecoming Week that will be on the Great Lawn in Central Park. Historic.
Historic. Now, okay, to our camera folks, you got to get me and Rocky both here now, because we're going to have a little dialogue. Rocky, you've been there since the beginning of hip-hop. Teenage DJ, all the way through. You've seen great concerts, you've seen amazing moments. In your entire life, have you ever seen a series of concerts like the ones you just announced?
Not in my entire life. We had Woodstock, obviously, which was phenomenal and legendary. But the city of New York, in the 5 boroughs where you have one concert back to back to back to back for a whole week with iconic names, the biggest names in hip-hop, has never happened.
Has never happened in the history of New York City. So everyone, Homecoming Week, I am giving you your final FOMO warning. I need like flashing lights, like FOMO lights. FOMO alert, FOMO alert, FOMO alert. You've been warned. The choice is now yours. I need like one of those Mission Impossible tapes that, everyone gets sent a little tape recorder, and then, after it tells them about the concerts, it self-destructs. Something like that. Rocky, this is incredibly exciting. I want to thank you and everyone at Universal Hip Hop Museum. What you're doing, first of all, for the city by just creating this amazing museum. I was so proud to be with you. And Grandmaster Flash, that was a high point for me.
Oh, yes, that was
one of the greats of all time to be with you guys at the groundbreaking. But listen, thank you to you and all your colleagues, because you are giving New York City a different kind of shot in the arm.
Absolutely.
The hope and the joy of these concerts is going to lead the way in our recovery, and is going to guarantee that the summer of New York City is going to be legendary and unforgettable. Thank you, Rocky. Thank you for all you're doing.
Thank you for allowing us to produce it.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. So let's talk a little bit more about the Bronx. We are going to do something that we've done before. It was great. It's time to bring it back. City Hall in your borough. When I go out and focus on one borough for a week, and my deputy mayors, commissioners all go out, listen to the concerns of community leaders, community members, bring ideas and new initiatives forward, get things done, cut through red tape, make major announcements that are going to help the people of the borough. In this case, we're starting in the Bronx. No better place to start. We want to focus on the Bronx, a borough with such strength, such pride, such grit, that's also oftentimes gotten the short end of the stick. And one of the things we focused on throughout the 8 years of this administration is fairness for the Bronx. Great, great things we've been able to do. One of the great examples recently, the Bronx plan with our schools, to really focus on bringing up the schools of the Bronx. We'll be talking about that and so much more. So next week, Monday through Thursday, I will be giving a press conference every morning, a briefing every morning, live from the Bronx. We'll be talking about issues pertinent to the whole city, but with a Bronx flavor. And the goal is to make sure we are focused on the good people, the working families of the Bronx, getting to the Bronx and making things happen. Now, someone who really believes in the Bronx, and he and I have been together a lot. Even before Bronx Week, we've been a lot together with, yesterday at Bronx Science, amazing announcement. An alumnus of Bronx Science gave $15 million to build a new lab there that is beautiful. A few days ago, we were at the One World Middle School in Edenwald, hearing the great proposal from Congressman Bowman for a Green New Deal for our schools. Great things are happening in the Bronx, and one of the leaders who's making it happen He's a leader in the Bronx. He's a leader in Albany. He is an up-and-coming presence in this city. My pleasure to introduce Senator Jamal Bailey.
Mr. Mayor, happy to be here. And Rocky, I have to just recognize for a second. Rocky has been doing amazing things since the beginning of hip hop at 1520 Sedgwick. So shout out to you, Rocky, for everything that you're doing for the Hip Hop Museum. It was amazing being there at the groundbreaking and being able to see some of my, some of my idols in hip hop. I'm a child of hip hop. But Mr. Mayor, as you mentioned yesterday at Bronx Science, it was amazing. One of our great alumni, Stanley Manny, came by and gave a generous donation to make sure that we're building a new research lab in his name. But that research lab is not just going to be critical for the students of Bronx Science, but it's going to be critical for the students of the entire Bronx. The next great scientist is going to come out of New York City. The next great scientist is going to come out of the Bronx. But it shouldn't just be at Bronx Science, it should be the whole Bronx, and I'm glad that we have this full borough outlook, and I'm glad that you're starting City Hall in your borough on the mainland, in the best borough. No offense to my great colleagues in the other four in the Bronx. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you so much, Senator. I know you love your borough, and we're going to do great things next week with City Hall in your borough, and then an amazing concert coming up in August at Orchard Beach. The team here at City Hall has really been thinking about this, and they think that it's really going to be unfortunate if people don't get the message about these concerts and then spend the rest of their life regretting that they missed all of them, because there's not one, there's not two, there's not three, there's not four, there's 5 concerts, something for everybody. So the team has insisted that I issue a formal executive order, which I'm going to do right now. It's a FOMO alert. FOMO alert. Okay, I know the camera can't do it, so I'll do it. Movement is very important. A visual, Rocky, you can't, nowadays you can't just hold something still. It has to move.
It's got to have action.
Action. FOMO alert. This means you. If you miss it and you live a life of regret, it will not be because your city didn't try to alert you, okay? Clearest message in the world. FOMO alert. I mean, 2 words, brief words, clear. Look, they gave different colors too for emphasis, and it looks patriotic. FOMO alert. Serve your city, serve your nation. Get to one of these shows and all the other amazing things. It's not just the concerts. You're going to hear about a lot more happening during homecoming week. And thank you, Rocky. Thank you, Clive Davis. Thank you, Danny Meyer, all the people who came up with this idea. It's going to be absolutely unforgettable. So you have now been formally alerted.